Only a thin layer of flesh covers their skeletal bodies, which twist to face the doorway between them. The doorway, however, is not what you saw in the ruins. It's a skull, gaping and jawless, and as you look on, its mouth seems to grow. The arms of the two stone sculptures are swept towards the mouth, inviting you in. Sure. Enter the skull's mouth. Ooh. The road continues through the maw to another shifting landscape surrounded by stars. As you pass through it, you see an identical doorway in the distance. A dwarven man stands near it, unmoving. You turn and look behind you, only to see the skull gate you just passed facing you. The elven woman waits in the road. Like the dwarf, she stands still. Going forward, approach the dwarven man. You continue down the road toward him. He looks up as you approach, but you can't tell if he's looking at you or through you. His face is smooth but flaccid, as if the flesh has detached from the muscles underneath. As you look on, his face begins to change. Wrinkles crack at the corners of his eyes. His mouth sinks, carving deep lines from his nose and to the corners of his lips. His jowls sag, and the loose flesh hangs like dough. He raises his cupped hands. They're covered in blood. He lifts them to his face and smears himself from his newly creased forehead to the wattles of his neck. As he massages the dark, sticky fluid into his skin, the fresh wrinkles disappear, the hanging folds recede, and his flesh tightens as if re-adhering to his skull. He lifts his head, and this time you know he's looking at you. His renewed face looks like a mask, artificially smooth and still. Behind it, his black eyes are two hungry pits, yawning like the empty mouths of skulls. Come, make your sacrifice to Ethik Nol. His body blocks a path. He extends a bloody hand toward you. Take his hand. You grab his hand, but his skin gives too easily under your grip. As you try to pull away, you hear a noise like dried canvas tearing. His skin splits, following a long seam that begins at his arm and stretches the length of his body. Blood gushes forth in such quantities that you can't imagine there was ever anything else in him. Sure enough, as the dwarf empties of blood, he collapses like a desiccated husk. The blood in the path gleams, with 1,000 souls worth of essence. The essence evaporates, trailing shining filaments into the night sky. Only now that he is dead can you continue onward. The blood pools around your feet and you look up and see the elven woman waiting further down the road. Approach the elven woman. You start towards her. There's something unnatural about the way she stands. She's too still. When you get closer, you see that her legs taper into a slender trunk, and in place of her feet are gnarled, twisting roots. She lifts her face to an invisible sun. Her long, golden hair is the color of autumn leaves, and as you look more closely, you realize that her head is actually covered with tendrils and vines, sprouting brilliant yellow leaves. Each glimmers with the essence of an entire soul. She gives you a beatific smile. I've never seen that word. I was going to say beautiful, but she gives you a beatific smile. As you look on, the leaves slowly fall from her head and settle at her roots. They melt into the path beneath her, and almost immediately new leaves sprout in the place of the old. She reaches towards you, still smiling. As roots spring from her fingertips, her outstretched arms bar the path. Come, graft your soul to the golden grove. Take her hand. Her roots twine around your fingers, and as they do, they grow rigid and cold. Her outstretched arm petrifies, and as a rough stone bark overtakes her flesh, she can only look on in horror. You break away from her brittle grasp. Her feet are rooted in place, but she twists and writhes as if trying to flee her own dying limb. The petrification reaches her shoulder and spreads down her body, freezing it in a painful arc. It creeps up her neck, and she throws her face skyward like a drowning swimmer. The grayness covers her face, freezing her gasp in stone. Now that she is still and lifeless, you can continue past her. Only the golden leaves on her head remain untouched. As you watch, they fall one by one to the path below. They shrivel as the shimmering essence fades from them. A voice echoes along the road, barely more than a whisper on the breeze. Return them to the wheel. You lift your gaze and you see the skull gate ahead of you on the path. The candles of Ter Evron wink through the open mouth. Leave. End the lives of the two figures from Barath's vision. Okay. Heavy.
Yeah.
So that's one of the sisters. It has to be one of the sisters. How do you fare, old one? I have questions.
What do you wish to know?
Nope.
Until we meet again.
Not you.
What do you wish to know?
Not
Until we
you.
No problem.
So it's not that. An elven woman. See, I assumed it was them, right? Because their hair is gold. And who the dwarf may be, I have no idea. Wait. Maybe we have to... We're not done here. Maybe it's in the other pedestals. So that pedestal gave us a hint. And now we have to go to the other ones to complete the deed. Maybe. Let's look at our cyclopedia. Hylia. You know what? Let's try it. Pray to Hylia. I don't know the answer. So she is Sky Maternity. Particular physical form, present in birds of all kind. Well, how wrong can we be? Save and click and... Live every note of life's song. Okay, we're just gonna... Paradise, yada yada yada, okay. Seldom a good sign. Restore my temple? What? So we just have different... We have different things. Do we have to appease them all? We can do that, can't we? Galawain. What if we get what if we get it wrong? Oops. Okay, so that's what happens when we get it wrong. So we ended up getting it right those times. Neat. Ixie. Anna.
Leave it to me.
Alright, whatever, we'll just load. 55, 39. That's kind of interesting that we can get all the gods on this, gods and goddesses. Alright, so we do that. Do we get... No, okay. Pray, sing every note. Easiest one of them all, which is neat. Okay. Okay. Galawain. He is the god of hunts, assassins, and pursue predatory creatures. Okay, so we gotta pick a hunting one. Where's that bow thing, right? No survival. That might be true. Yes, survival. Yay. Okay. As you kneel in front of the shrine, you feel yourself push forward. You catch yourself on your hands and knees, feeling warm, damp ground beneath them. Looking around, you find yourself crouched in a clearing in the middle of the woods. The smell of dirt hangs heavy in the air. Behind you is a darkened room filled with candlelit shrines. Ahead, you hear the howl of some kind of hound. You feel certain this is a vision, but the hairs on the nape of your neck still rise. Howl back. The beast bayes in response, its voice high and clear. The thick undergrowth shivers in movement. A heavy paw pounds the wet grass. You're not certain if the creature is hunting or leading you, but you instinctively give chase. As you tumble through dew-spackled bushes and clawing brambles, each stride feels longer than the last. You draw lungfuls of crisp, clear air and feel your energy renewed. The rhythm of your stride and the thumping of the beast's paw drive the blood thrumming into your ears. You speed ahead, following the hound's cries, when a split-finger pine crashes to the ground in front of you. A massive bear lunges into the gap and roars. It catches sight of you. You turn and race in the opposite direction, leaping over the fallen tree trunk. Pine cones crunch underfoot. A bear lumbers after you. Its hot breath washes over the back of your neck, filling your nose with a rank odor of slaughter. You hear a clearing just past a thicket of broad leaves and sprint toward it. As you break through the foliage, you see a massive lioness curling up in the clearing in front of you. With a last burst of energy, you divert your momentum and hurl yourself into the bushes. Any second now, you feel the bear fall upon you. You expect to feel the bear fall upon you, but a furious roar on the other side of the clearing draws your attention. The bear has stopped at the tree line. It swipes the empty air with claws large enough to rend armor, but it does not advance. The lioness, for her part, twists her body into a tight coil. She growls, her ears pressed against her head, but she makes no move to attack the intruder. Whose idea was it to stand here? You back deeper into the foliage, keeping your eyes on the two mighty predators. As you crawl backwards, the heel of your hand brushes something furred. A warm sigh grazes your cheek. You freeze in place, slowly turning your head to see what waits you. Two amber eyes shine in the darkness. If I'm dying here, at least it was with my friends. Endurance. The eyes meet your gaze briefly, then turn to the standoff in the clearing. The hound behind you yawns, fangs flashing. When you turn back, the lion and the bear have disappeared. In their place is a stone wolf's maw, gaping wide enough to swallow you whole. Beyond it is the outline of a temple, towering but indistinct. Blood must feed the maw, watcher. See that a true champion reigns. Turn back to Ter Evron. Okay. Oh, wait. Save and notes. Okay, Rimgrand is the god of entropy, cold winter, bad luck, famine, and natural disasters. Man, you suck. Pray to Rimgard. Struggle is our fundamental nature. All life ends in stillness. Ooh, those are true. What was he again? Bad luck, entropy, cold winter. All life ends in stillness. I kind of like that one.